Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and if you end up liking it, please hit that subscribe button down below and also like the video. You can also follow me on Instagram at BonFamousSkin. Okay, so a brand that I'm really obsessed with, and I think in the past year they have really stepped up their game with their formulations while still keeping their price point really low, is definitely e.l.f. Cosmetics. I remember trying e.l.f. out when I was in like early high school, even late middle school. I think I remember using one of their eyeliners. They're cruelty free, they use really good ingredients, and it's super cheap. Like, this blush palette is so beautiful, and I think it was like $4 or $6. The pigment of these products is really, really good, and I've been trying so much e.l.f. recently because although I love really nice, expensive, luxurious makeup and also like mid-range makeup, why spend the money on a super expensive product if there is a dupe for it that is much cheaper? So I'm here today to do a full face using e.l.f. makeup. I did cheat a little bit and I used my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil because I don't have a brow pencil from e.l.f. So I really hope that you watch this video, and I hope that it also helps you pick out some things from e.l.f. that you maybe want to try. So it's like a low risk, high reward brand where you can buy something for maybe $3 or $4. I'm not saying that's not a lot of money, but you buy it, you like it, you didn't have to spend a lot of money. If you didn't like it, well, now you just don't have the $3 or $4 to buy Starbucks that day. Or $8 if you're insane and get a really crazy drink. I respect that though. Thank you again so much for taking the time to watch this video. Let's get to the look. So we're going to start with foundation. So I'm going to put in my handy dandy amazing rose gold hair clips that I got at Ulta. Oh, it's uneven. Can't have that. It's still uneven, but okay, we'll have to do. We're going to go in with our primer first, and I've actually used this product before. It's the e.l.f. Prep and Glow Stick. This product has a cooling sensation when applied to the skin, and it also has these tiny these tiny little, it looks like glitter. They're very small. It's not like chunky glitter, but, so we're going to apply this to everywhere on the skin. And it smells really good. I actually have not checked the ingredients in this. Kind of smells like there's a little bit of fragrance in this, which I know for some of you, you might not be a fan, and I completely understand that. But for me, I haven't broken out from using this. We'll just apply it everywhere. And I kind of just wait a second, and I warm my hands up a bit, and then I press it into the skin. I've tried a couple of these primers from e.l.f. and I really wasn't a fan of them for my skin personally. But the stick, I also have a Prep and Hydrate Balm stick. We'll just go in under the eyes. This kind of reminds me of the Milk Makeup water stick or whatever it's called. I also love Milk Makeup so much, but we'll save that review for another day. Alright, so our skin is prepped and primed. It feels really nice and tacky. Now we're going to go in with the foundation. The foundation I picked up is the oil-free SPF 15 sunscreen. It says, apply generously 15 minutes before sun exposure and reapply at least every 2 hours. So they say reapply this every 2 hours because you're supposed to reapply your SPF, but I would not be reapplying my foundation, and I actually am not sure if this is even... I bought the shade Caramel, which sounds like it'll probably be a little too dark, but the other one looked too light, and I didn't watch swatch videos before I went to Target. So we're just gonna wing it and just go straight in. Oh, this looks really thick, which I don't have a problem with. It'll just be a full coverage. So I'll do this. You can kind of see the texture. It feels really nice, and it looks good. So now we'll apply it to the skin. I know this foundation is going to be very dark, so I'm wearing a turtleneck, so we'll just work with it. Okay. Oh, you know what? It's not that much darker than my other foundations. Okay. So I just like to blend out my foundation with my fingers first before I go in with a beauty blender or a brush. So let's take a look at how it's blending. Okay, so with a brush, it is not streaky at all. Okay, so first impressions of it after being on my skin for a couple minutes. It feels really nice. It kind of feels like it set itself. I hope that you can see on camera. It kind of has a really nice glow to it. Like, it's not super matte, but it's not very dewy. So, like I said, it blended out so beautifully with my dense Morphe brush. Just from looking at the texture of what it looks like on my hand, and compared to my other foundations, I feel like it would definitely work well with a beauty blender, but I will need to try that out in a different video. Just wanted to use the brush all over my face for this one specifically. For like $6, this is amazing. I think that e.l.f. could definitely expand their shade range more, like what they did with their new 16-hour wear camo concealers, but this is so good. I am seriously obsessed with the way it looks on my skin. And I would say it's very buildable, and it's medium to full coverage, definitely. It is not light coverage. It just looks so good. I'm literally so shocked. Okay, so before we go on to the rest of our face, I actually want to do our eyes. And for our eyes, I received this e.l.f. baked eyeshadow palette with one of my orders. And as always, I will put everything in the description box. That way you know for sure what it is. So actually, let's take a look at how they swatch before we put them on our eyes. Okay, so just from what I'm getting on my fingers after rubbing them around a little bit, you can like kind of see they're very light. It definitely doesn't have enough pigment. If you were going to do a cut crease and wanted to add color, I would say probably not to use this palette. Okay, so this is not picking up on my brush at all. I'm going to go in with my finger. It seems to come off on my finger just fine. So we're going to take that bronze shade and dust it across. Okay, yes, so it's definitely working with my finger. I don't know if the product just needs to be warmed up or if a brush just isn't enough to get the product on it, but whatever. We love affordable eyeshadow, so we can make this work. Okay, so that bronze shade actually looks really pretty. Like, I would say at Target or Walmart, there's definitely more affordable, better options for pigment. I would say maybe pass on this unless you really want to work with it on your fingers, because it is pretty with your finger, but you can't use it with a brush. So now after doing the eyes, we're going to go in with some of the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer. I'm using the shade Light Sand to highlight. So I have worn this out before and I really enjoyed it. It's super creamy and it kind of sets itself, and it blended really nicely. So, and then for contour, I didn't pick up a dark shade concealer, so I'm going to use a bronzer from this Aqua Duo palette. First, we're going to take our brush and blend out our concealer. This formula is very unique. It has a sort of wet feel to it, like a wet creamy feel when you touch it. I really enjoy using this product. I'm really going to take some and warm it on with my finger. If you've made it this far, then I'm happy for you, because these two products, I think that there's 4 of them in the range, but these are amazing. They're like a cream blush highlight, and they are so pigmented and they're so pretty on the skin. So these look really pretty on the eyes, they look pretty on the cheeks, on the lips. So it's a really versatile product, which I really love, and each one is $4. So I'll show you how much pigment this has. We're gonna kind of mix them. So I'm gonna use this cranberry shade. Look at that. So pretty. So the cranberry shade was Luminous Berry, and then I'm going to use Glistening Peach and go a little bit on top of it and above. And then I like to take my finger and blend it out. Like, look at how beautiful that color is, and it adds like a beautiful like luminous effect. And I like to put a little bit on my nose, that way my nose kind of has that little flush of color also. To go in with our highlight, I'm going to use the Power Glow highlighter in the shade Rose Gold. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on my hand. This is so beautiful. I'll show you its swatch. Like, look at that. Look at that. You could pay a lot for some overpriced. Oh, wow. Oh, that is so pretty. You know how there are some liquid highlights that you put on the skin and it just kind of doesn't sink in? Well, this sinks in beautifully. Like, look at how gorgeous this glow is. This face has probably cost so far like less than $30, which is amazing. Now I'm going to take the e.l.f. Wow Brow and just put it through my brows to add some definition. I already have pencil, but I just kind of want to fluff them up a little bit. It's not messy, and it's also like $4, so, you know, that's probably why they call it Wow Brow. Wow, $4. Another product that, like the cream blushes and the highlighter, I'm extremely obsessed with is the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss. This is in the shade Pink Cosmo. This product also feels really nice and heavy and durable. I think they're only like $5, so... And now for the last step, I'm actually really sad. I just freaking dropped my e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist, and I love this mist. It feels so good on the skin, and when I wear powder, it melts the powder into the foundation and just looks really natural. So it just fell again. I'm going to use my MAC Fix Plus. Now I just need to make myself look presentable. Alright, so this is the finished e.l.f. look. I did use a different mascara on my lower lash line and my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil to fill in my brows. But other than this is all e.l.f. makeup on my face. So just a little recap, I would say this foundation, the oil-free SPF, is amazing. I think it's definitely worth picking up for $6 to $8. It feels so good on the skin. It's even in a glass bottle. Like, okay, e.l.f. Next products that I'm obsessed with are these e.l.f. Glistening Peach and Luminous Berry. I'll link them down below. I forgot the name, but I call them blush sticks. The next product I want to talk about that I think is super worth the $4 to $6 is the Power Glow Highlighter. It added a almost glass skin effect to my face. And the other products that I used in this video that I would definitely recommend is the Flawless Concealer. It didn't crease under my eyes and it's very natural. So I really hope that you all enjoyed watching this tutorial. I love e.l.f. makeup so much. It's so good, and I have a lot more that I didn't use, so maybe I'll use it in another video. But let me know down in the comments what you have tried from e.l.f. and if you're interested in trying any of the products that I talked about. I would love to know if it sparked your interest a little bit. Thank you again so much for taking the time to watch this video. I love you all so much. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Say bye, Dubs!